What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. Thanks for stopping by today. Today we have some news about a new Avengers project coming from Marvel Studios that is seemingly going to take place on Battleworld. Now, Marvel Studios recently has been kind of shrouded in mystery when it comes to what exactly they're going to release from Avengers Doomsday to Avengers Secret Wars. And we did a video a few days ago taking a look at everything that they had planned, and we knew that they had probably one mystery Disney Plus show that would go between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and now it looks like it's been revealed. And it's a project that has been talked about for quite a bit, the Young Avengers. However, based on some things that we've heard, it's probably not going to be titled the Young Avengers. Based on insider reports, Marvel Studios was going to rebrand the Young Avengers as Champions. Reportedly, the reason they decided to do this was because some of their Young Avengers aren't exactly young anymore. Although you could definitely argue that they're young, like Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop. Now, they're not kids, but they're not full-grown adults. But this IMDb page that has now surfaced seemingly backs up this rebranding of the Young Avengers and also gives us a plot synopsis, and it does confirm a few characters. And based on some past reports, I actually think the Young Avengers series could lead to the Scarlet Witch, which we'll talk about. But the synopsis is quite interesting, and it does point to the events of the Champion series taking place on Battleworld. Now, for those who might not be familiar with what Battleworld is, in the Secret Wars comics, Dr. Doom, at the brink of the multiverse's destruction, manages to save one thing. The entirety of the multiverse gets destroyed, but he saves one world, Battleworld, and he rules over it. And this world consists of many different universes combined into one. We've heard reports for a while now that after Avengers Doomsday, everything that takes place, all of the projects, movies, and shows, will take place on Battleworld, telling us that at the end of Avengers Doomsday, the entire multiverse will most likely be destroyed. And since Dr. Doom is our main villain of Doomsday, it'll most likely end with Dr. Doom creating Battleworld. So, with a new Avengers series coming that is taking place after Avengers Doomsday, it makes sense it would take place on Battleworld, and now this new synopsis seemingly points to that. Now, Marvel has already officially teased the Young Avengers coming to the MCU. They did this at the end of the movie, The Marvels. We saw Iman Vellani's Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, show up at Kate Bishop's place, essentially recruiting her like Nick Fury would. She even had a fancy advanced tablet that we believe belonged to Nick Fury. Then she also mentioned Ant-Man's daughter, Cassie Lang. Therefore, in that moment, giving us the 3 Young Avengers officially confirmed. So now an IMDb page has popped up for Champions. The confirmed cast on the listing says Haley Steinfeld, Catherine Newton, Iman Vellani. The 3 characters we just mentioned, Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, Catherine Newton as Cassie Lang, and Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel. And now for the synopsis, it reads, after a devastating event, mysterious teen heroes emerge, calling themselves the Young Avengers. But who are these young vigilantes, and what gives them the right to use that name? Well, I think we know who most of these so-called vigilantes are. The IMDb page already confirmed 3, and Marvel themselves already confirmed 3 in the Marvels. And Marvel Studios has already set up the others to show. We have America Chavez from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Her power is literally being able to open portals to the multiverse, so she'll definitely play a pretty decent-sized role in the Young Avengers / Champions series, especially if it takes place on Battleworld, in which it seems like it does, because that devastating event that they're referring to is most likely the destruction of the entire multiverse, leaving them on Battleworld. Then we have Dominique Thorne's Riri Williams, and the Ironheart series is about to release in a few months. Then we have Billy, aka Wiccan, who was introduced in the Agatha All Along series, and we also have his brother Tommy, or Speed, who is out there right now, who we believe he's going to find probably in this series. In fact, we've heard some reports that in this series, Billy is indeed going to find Tommy. And much like they do in the Young Avengers, in the comics, they will eventually end up finding their mother, the Scarlet Witch. And we have also heard that the Scarlet Witch is supposedly going to return in Avengers Doomsday. And I think Wanda might be the key to kind of all of this eventually. And I do have a theory about this. But first, I want to tell you all about a new official DC game, DC Dark Legion, now available on iOS and Google Play for mobile, and on PC via their official website. In this game, you set out to save Gotham City from the Dark Multiverse, a story which is adapted from Scott Snyder's Dark Knight's Metal series. Through your epic journey, you will see iconic DC Universe locations from Metropolis to Arkham Asylum in Gotham. And you can play a vast array of original DC superheroes and supervillains such as Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Joker, over 50 playable characters. And one epic thing is that Roger Craig Smith, who voiced Batman in Batman Arkham Origins, once again lends his voice to Batman and the Batman Who Laughs. And the champions look beautiful. The art style is amazing. And the features for this game are fantastic. One is that it's idle and simple. It's got a very clear, intuitive UI, and you can earn rewards while you're idle. 2, it's got RPG and simulation elements. You can collect and train DC champions, customize your Batcave, and build shelters to save civilians. And 3, it's a new home base for DC fans. Not only can you fight alongside others, but you can also engage in PvP with players from around the world. Just click the link in my description and use my gift code DCDL999, which is valid for 6 months, and you will get plenty of resources and 3 hero pools called World Anvil Fragment. If you are a DC and superhero fan, this game is the perfect game for you. So click that link in the description and use my gift code DCDL999. We've been hearing about a Scarlet Witch solo project for a long time. However, it seems like that's not going to happen, at least not until after Avengers Secret Wars, if it does happen. Instead, what it sounds like Marvel Studios is going to be doing is setting her up to have a pretty big role in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Now, there's a lot of theories out there right now about where Wanda exactly is. And Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige basically confirmed that she is still alive. He said if you pay attention when the mountain is crashing down on her at the end there in Multiverse of Madness, you can see a red light flash, basically saying, hey, she's alive. Plus, not to mention, the statue of her that was on Wundagore Mountain ended up being in Deadpool and Wolverine in the Void. And recently, Marvel released a comic that had the Scarlet Witch being held by the TVA. Now, this is not confirmed to be what happened. As far as we know, this is a variant, but the statue did end up in the Void. And of course, that could have came from a different universe, but it gets you thinking about the Scarlet Witch's involvement in how the multiverse was affected because of what she did. Based on what we learned from Multiverse of Madness, she probably did cause some incursions just by dreamwalking into other universes. I mean, the Doctor Strange of the 838 universe did cause incursions himself by dreamwalking, so the Scarlet Witch probably had a pretty big impact on a handful of universes. And I'm not sure if they're going to bring her back in Avengers Doomsday, but it would make sense that at some point in time, somebody might look to her as the solution to bring the multiverse back, due to her reality warping capabilities and due to the fact that she is the Scarlet Witch. At the very least, they might look to her to possibly try and defeat Doom, who we pretty much assume is indeed going to be ruling Battleworld. He will be God Emperor Doom. And we even saw that in the leaked concept art. Now, the Russo brothers said that there's no spoilers in there, but hey, remember, they lie to try to keep us in the dark. It's not ill-intentioned, it's just what they do. They told us that Avengers Endgame wasn't titled Avengers Endgame, but it was. And I really hope we get a very powerful sorcerer Dr. Doom combined with some crazy advanced technology. If that is the case, it would make sense that people would look for Wanda to be able to take him on. In fact, that might even be Agatha's idea, who is currently a ghost with Billy, her son. And like I mentioned, we're reportedly going to have a reunion with Billy and Tommy, aka Wiccan and Speed, in this series. The reports from insiders like Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus say that Marvel is planning to do that, so now that we know the Champion series is coming, I'm assuming that's where it happens. And when this happens in the comics, it's a little bit different because they don't actually know that they're brothers, but they realize they look exactly alike, and they realize that Wiccan has the power of the Scarlet Witch and Speed has the power of the Scarlet Witch's brother, Quicksilver. So they basically conclude they're brothers, and then they go and they search for their mother, and they do find her, and when they find her, she's actually with Dr. Doom. Now, Marvel and the Russo brothers don't ever take the exact stories from the comics and put them on screen, but they do get inspired by them. So based on the fact that this series is coming to Disney Plus and it should come in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, that combined with what we have been hearing about the Scarlet Witch, including some things from Kevin Feige himself, and the reports that Wiccan and Speed will reunite with Wanda in this, it seems like that is what it's leading up to. The mysterious event that happened is the destruction of the multiverse. The Young Avengers find themselves on Battleworld, they find each other, they team up, and search for essentially a solution to a big problem. Doom. And that solution to them could be the mother of Billy and Tommy, the Scarlet Witch, especially with Agatha in their ear telling them that the Scarlet Witch could take on Doom. So it really does seem like it's all coming together. If anything, we are getting the Champions series, and it really does look like it's going to take place on Battleworld and probably lead to the Scarlet Witch. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Are you excited to see a Young Avengers / Champion series? And where do you think it's going to leave? Let us know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news, rumors, or leaks. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.